We begin tonight with a prominent film executive in Atlanta who is coming under fire for sending racist text messages. You may have heard the name Ryan Milsap. If you're a fan of movies like Venom or Lovecraft Country, you probably have. But Milsap has long been known for using diverse talent and crews to produce his projects. A new joint ProPublica and Atlanta Journal-Constitution investigation found he wasn't so fond of diversity, at least not the way he made people believe. So joining me now to break it all down is Nicole Carr. She's an investigative reporter for ProPublica and one of the reporters behind this reporting. Welcome to theGrio, Nicole. Good to see you. How did you learn about these text messages?
Sure. So one thing I want to make clear to everyone in this is that these were public records. They were in the court record, stemming from an employment dispute that Milsap had with one of his former attorneys, who is Jewish, who had made some claims that ended up in an arbitration deal in Fulton County Superior Court, and the text messages were then entered into discovery there. They've actually been in public records since 2021, re-entered into a new case that does not involve Milsap, but involves the arbitration, and that was in January, and that's when we purchased the text messages after receiving a tip. Has
Milsap or his camp released a statement?
Sure, he sure has. We finally heard from Milsap on Sunday afternoon. This was 3 days after the report published in the AJC and ProPublica and was picked up by outlets like The Hollywood Reporter. He apologized for the hurt that he's caused to the Black and Jewish communities, and he went on to say that this was going to be something that he planned to rectify privately with those communities in a non-destructive way. What way that is, we do not know, but he finally issued that apology. We should note that he had the material, all the text messages that would appear in the story. He had all of that material about a month ago. So for weeks, we did not hear back from him. And on Sunday, we got that statement, which has been updated in the stories.
Wow. It's also fascinating that, you can make statements that become public and cause public harm, but you want to rectify them behind closed doors. That'll be interesting to see how you square that circle. But how have industry insiders reacted to this? What's the vibes from the industry?
So we're actually working on a follow-up story right now because it's not just entertainment industry, and I'll talk about that in just a second, but Milsap has relationships that are really at the intersection of politics, Atlanta society, and entertainment. And so one of the first people that we heard from was a DeKalb County, Georgia commissioner who had supported Milsap years ago as Milsap was privately sending these text messages, and made a vote that enabled Milsap to trade some of his movie studio land for 40 acres in a predominantly Black neighborhood that is adjacent to what folks now know as Cop City. So there are environmentalists who have sued the county and Milsap over his use of that land that he acquired that really required the Black government vote to get that. He wooed that community. You read some of that in the story. And so he says, if we had known this, we would have never gotten to a vote for that land swap in that 40 acres. We would have run him out of here. So that was coming from a commissioner named Larry Johnson. Inside the entertainment industry, it's definitely something everyone's talking about. There's a whole LinkedIn conversation with Black creatives who work in the industry who hate to see this.
Oh, I can only imagine that conversation. There's a lot going on. We got to run, Nicole, but we got to bring you back because we need to know more about this, and we got to check in with you about the follow-up. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and thank you for this great reporting.